talk about the weather. Anthony Taylor's on the air, making every day feel better. In the hills of Tennessee, middle and east so grand. Upper Cumberland's calling, best weather in the land. From the plateau down to Cookville, Anthony's in the zone. Daily forecast dropping rain or shine, he's never alone. App in the pocket, radar going right, high for local updates, keep you feeling right. Studio upgraded, 4 screens running strong, he's live on YouTube when the sky starts singing their song. Upper Cumberland Weather, Auntie Taylor's on the call, got the radar spin, standing proud and tall. Blue skies, breezy days, the storm rolling in. He's live streaming, covered with a great big grin. Oh yeah, upbeat and ready, no matter what the sky. With Anthony Taylor, we're reaching for the high. Whoa, Upper Cumberland Weather, let's go. Highs climbing to the 80s, wildflowers in the breeze. Or a winter mix dancing through the cedar trees. Pop up showers laughing, winds are blowing free. But when severe weather moves, that's where we wanna be. Tornado warnings flashing, hail and heavy rain. Anthony's in the hot seat, calm and cool the strain. Keeping families safe with passion in his voice, turning every morning into reason to rejoice. He used to be in Andy Taylor weather, now he's upgraded with pride. New studio shining, unity by his side.
As much as I would love to keep playing that, we're going to go into some live coverage right now. That's our new, I guess, intro song, if you want to call it that. We posted that on April Fool's Day. It's AI generated. You know, spoiler on that. I'm not the one singing that, but it's pretty catchy though. Pretty catchy. But let's go straight to our sky cam. This is in Lebanon. We've got a new severe thunderstorm warning that was issued just a bit ago, and we'll talk about that. It's in effect till 5:15 p.m. This is for western portions of our coverage area. So this is back into Wilson County, including Lebanon and Mount Juliet, up into southwestern portions of Sumner County. For the potential damaging straight-line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, as well as some nickel-sized hail. And again, this is all radar indicated, but this is a strong storm complex. It's been pushing southward, southeastward into Middle Tennessee, and is really more or less developing as it moves into Middle Tennessee. So we're going to, again, cover this for a bit. You can see the camera panning around there at the Lebanon Police Station there, Lebanon Police Department there next to the Wilson County Fairgrounds, looking back towards the west. And again, a live image here from Lebanon right now. See winds picking up a bit, about 14 miles per hour from our Skycam site here. And again, we're looking back towards this storm as it's over top of Mount Juliet. Got a little bit of rain moving into the Lebanon area right now, but the heaviest storm, again, right over top of Mount Juliet at this point. And again, all of this is moving towards the southeast. So let's go look at radar, and we'll take a look at this right now. There's your new polygon right there, and we'll pull up the details of this severe thunderstorm warning. Again, severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 5:15 p.m. Damaging straight-line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and nickel-sized hail with this storm for the areas you see again here in the shaded polygon here, the yellow polygon. Got a couple flash flood warnings in effect as well. Want to touch on those while we're here. For much of Sumner County, got a couple of severe, flash flood warnings in effect. This flash flood warning here in effect till 6:15 p.m. for much of Sumner County, from Portland back into White House. And again, flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin with as much as 1 to 3 inches of rain having fallen. I believe the other flash flood warning, let's see, let's take a look at it. Okay, same thing. So again, this is a couple of flash flood warnings again in effect for portions of Sumner County. So if you're in the White House area, if you're up towards Portland and you're out driving, just be very careful. If you come across a flooded roadway, turn around, don't drown. Do not attempt to cross flooded roadways there. So all this heavier mess of activity here across northern Wilson County, back into Davidson County, and the Nashville area, over into Hermitage. Ton of lightning here with these storms. So again, if you're in this area, you want to be indoors as this moves through. Again, very dangerous electrical storm here, capable of producing damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, as well as some nickel-sized hail with this storm. We'll zoom out the radar here, and you can see we got a stronger storm here near Red Bowling Springs and Hermitage Springs, producing some lightning in this area. So you want to be indoors. It's not severe, but it's putting down a good frog strangler right now over top of those areas. And got some lighter activity here across southern Smith County, back into Hickman and Brush Creek, as well as another cell here between Granville and Flynn's Lick. And what do y'all think of this new radar software here we're using? We can get some really detailed communities here as we zoom in. You can see all the little county roads here, just very, very detailed. Very excited to be using this now. We're the first entity to ever get to use this software. It's still in sort of a beta state right now, but it's very close to releasing. And again, it's slick, and it does it all, and has the potential to do even more with time. So very excited to be in on this, and definitely helpful for our severe weather coverage, especially the timestamp here at the top of your screen. That's the current radar time. If we put this in motion, we'll let this load, and we'll do a loop of radar over the last several scans. So give this a second to load. Internet's not wanting to cooperate at the moment, but we'll put this in motion. You can see radar over the last couple of hours, but you can see the timestamp there at the top of your screen moving along with this loop. Again, radar over the last 2 hours. You can see how all this activity has progressed. But again, all these storms moving out of Kentucky. Heaviest activity right now is going to impact western portions of our coverage area, back towards Lebanon, maybe down into Murfreesboro with time. The jury's still out as for what will happen across areas like Carthage, Gainesboro, Livingston. Will we see this activity strengthen, or are we going to see more of a complex develop west of us? Again, a lot of questions that will unfortunately not be answered until we just move forward with time. This is how it goes in the summertime. Storms don't play by any particular rules like they do other times during the year when you got a cold front moving through. We don't have a cold front with this situation. We're relying upon outflow boundaries and a lot of precipitous water aloft that's got to come down somewhere, and that's really the situation we're looking at this afternoon. That being said, there is a low wind threat of severe weather. Of course, we got the active severe thunderstorm warning. There is a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk of severe weather for much of the Upper Cumberland region, and a level 2 out of 5 risk for our 4 northwestern areas from Lafayette over to Hartsville back to Gallatin. And that's really just for the potential damaging straight line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. Again, that is the main hazard we're looking at with this storm cell between Lebanon and Nashville. And that'll continue to be the main concern with any of these stronger storms that form within this cluster. Can't rule out some small hail. An isolated tornado is possible, but it's a very, very, very low risk. Not too terribly concerned about tornadoes this afternoon. Mainly looking at, again, a damaging straight line wind threat. I do want to go back to our Skycam again in Lebanon, located at the Lebanon Police Department. We'll take a look at that view once again. You can see stronger storm again there to the northwest. The clouds moving pretty fast there. Winds about 18 miles per hour right now at the Skycam site there. This is on the east side of Lebanon. This is near the Wilson County Fairgrounds. And we're looking back towards the square, back towards South Cumberland Street. Towards the west. Again, you can see that stronger storm back there to the west, just about to move into the Lebanon area, crossing 840 right now, about to cross over South Hartman Drive. It's over top of 109 right now, again, about to move into Lebanon. If anybody's watching in Mount Juliet, it's just coming a good downpour right now, a lot of lightning embedded within this storm. So let's take a look at radar again. This is the velocity view here. We're going to take a look at what radar is seeing. So easily some 40, maybe 50 mile per hour wind gusts being detected within this storm. So some pretty strong winds here. Again, just to the southwest of Mount Juliet. We'll go back to our standard reflectivity view here. And again, for the majority of us watching, again, not a lot going on. got a heavier storm here over top of Red Bowling Springs and Hermitage Springs, producing some lightning. In fact, we can pull up our Hermitage Springs Skycam. Take a look at the current view there. No warning for this storm. It's just a heavier storm. Good frog strangler here, producing some lightning and torrential downpours here in Hermitage Springs. There's the latest live video feed from Hermitage Springs as it catches up there. It's a good old frog strangler here. We'll keep an eye on this, though, as it moves further southeast in case it strengthens any. Back to radar again. It's quiet right now from Cookeville down to McMinnville, Spencer, Crossville. Not a lot going on here. We did have a heavier storm back towards Crab Orchard a little while ago. That has since moved east and mostly dissipated. But it's this cluster of storms that will be dipping southeast over the next few hours that we're going to keep a close eye on as our latest radar scan comes in. Again, just look how cool this is, how slick this is. I can tilt this a little bit. Isn't that nice? That is really, really slick. Again, we're the first to ever use this software, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. For whatever reason, it does not look like we are on Facebook. I don't think I sent this stream out to Facebook. So let's get Facebook involved here. We'll pull them in. We are on X, YouTube, and Roku, as well as the UC Weather smartphone app. So should be going out to Facebook here in just a couple of seconds. And we'll reset real quick once we start getting some viewers in on Facebook. But again, still tracking this severe thunderstorm warning. In effect till 5:15 p.m. Again, damaging straight line winds being the primary concern with this storm. Check with the Weather Service chat here. Storm's also producing a tremendous amount of rain as well. I've got a flood advisory for this same storm in effect till 6:45. And if this storm continues to put down torrential rain over an extended period, it could be upgraded to a flash flood warning, but we'll see. So would not want to be on I-40 right now. Maybe if you're in Gordonsville, if you're in Carthage, you're Cookeville, wherever, making the decision whether or not you should hop on I-40 and head towards Nashville. The answer to that question is no. I would not head out in that right now. That is just a mess of a storm. I would wait for this to pass. Could take a little while for it to pass. These storms are not moving all that quick. This storm's moving towards the east about 30 miles per hour. So if you're on Facebook, I've been live for probably 10, 15 minutes or so at this point. I just forgot to hit go live on Facebook. In fact, that also reminds me, we should also put out an update to our app. I've got to learn how to, I got to remember to do this. One cool thing about our app is I can send out a notification whenever I'm live with coverage, but I have to remember to do that though. So one moment, let me send out that notification. So if you have the Upper Cumberland Weather app installed, hopefully you do, it's free, and you have notifications enabled, then you should be getting a pop-up here soon saying that I'm live. So hopefully that will go through. Should have just gone through. Yep. Live storm coverage. There we go. So if you have our app, you should have just gotten a notification that I am live right now. And if you didn't get a notification, or if you don't have our app, you need to go download our app. If you do have the app, just make sure you're on the latest version in order for notifications to work. And then once you do have that, go in and enable those notifications accordingly to make sure you are covered. But again, we are just hanging out here right now. Again, I got an active severe thunderstorm warning For much of Wilson County, including Mount Juliet and Lebanon, extending up into Gallatin, southern Sumner County, as well as portions of Davidson County, including Nashville, Brentwood, Hermitage, all included in this as well, for the potential of damaging straight-line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, being the main concern here with this storm. And got a lower end severe weather risk this afternoon. Someone on YouTube asked, it's supposed to be dangerous. Any storm can be dangerous if you've got lightning. Definitely, if you're watching our coverage, if you have access to a smart TV, pull us up on YouTube or on Hub Plus on Roku. Be the best way to watch us on a big screen. I have some ideas for the future, maybe do some sort of vertical version of this for Facebook, but right now the best way is either ways on your phone or just pull us up on a smart TV or in our app. Jessica, these storms are moving towards the east about 30 miles per hour. They're very slow moving storms. I know a lot of you have questions about other areas further south and east. Maybe you're in Crossville, Spencer. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I don't know if these storms will even reach you. It's summertime. These storms have a mind of their own. So again, a lot remains to be seen. This activity here in Nashville, approaching Lebanon, if it remains on its current track, would be impacting areas like Woodbury, Smithville, McMinnville potentially with time. But there's a lot of questions with that if this will even hold together. We could see additional storms pop up like this one over top of Hermitage Springs, pushing into Whitleyville. Again, that storm is not severe right now, but we're keeping an eye on it. Got another cell over top of Gornsville right now, moving into Lancaster. Soon to cross over Center Hill Lake. This storm could begin popping lightning at any moment, so if you're on Center Hill Lake, I would advise getting off the lake. All these storms moving your way. Same for Dale Hollow Lake. There are storms close enough to you that lightning could pop out that way. So Dale Hollow Lake, Center Hill Lake, I would be getting off the lake right now and packing it up before this activity reaches you, mainly for that lightning risk. Anna Marie says, tornadoes are just some storms. There is a very, very, very low risk of tornadoes with this activity. Very, very low risk. It's not zero, but it's very low risk. Damaging straight line winds are the main concern, as well as flash flooding. These are slow moving storms, dumping tremendous amounts of rainfall. So flash flooding is also a concern as well, especially if you get a heavier downpour like this over top of you for an extended period of time. That's no good. So while we could use some more rain, especially our northwestern areas, we don't want too much rain at one time. But again, we're just hanging out here, trying out some new software this afternoon. Amy says lightning in Lafayette. There is some lightning around. In fact, we can go to our Lafayette Skycam over at Macon County High School. There's some light rain right now. We've done some lightning popping around, though. Heaviest storm activity is both to your east and to your southwest at the moment. So again, we're just going to watch all of this as we go through the afternoon hours. And again, we're live right now for this active severe thunderstorm warnings for our western portions of our coverage area. So what I consider to be our extended coverage area. Here's Sumner, Wilson, Rutherford counties. But since we're already here in studio, I figured I'd go live for this. Got a lot of people moving around right now. It's rush hour traffic on a Tuesday afternoon. So you may be heading back from Nashville, heading back from Lebanon, towards Cookeville, towards Carthage, wherever you're heading, Hartsville. And just wondering what's going on with the weather, so you can put me on the radio, I guess, or if you're a passenger, you can watch on your phone, or if you're just at home right now or at your business, pull us up on your smart TV. A couple heavier storms again here south of Hermitage Springs, again pushing into northern portions of Jackson County. Got some lightning with that storm. We'll take a look at that from our sky cam here in Hermitage Springs here in just a bit. Another stronger storm again in Gordonsville. This is beginning to strengthen just a bit, so we'll have to keep an eye on this one as it moves farther southeast. And again, our strongest storm at the moment right now, again, being this severe warning storm here between Nashville and Lebanon, again, putting down a tremendous amount of rainfall and just a ton of lightning with this storm as well. Frequent cloud to ground lightning, very dangerous electrical storm. You want to be indoors inside an enclosed structure as this storm moves through. So if you're in southern Wilson County, if you're in Lebanon, if you're in Smyrna, Laverne, anybody watching out that way, again, you want to be indoors right now, if for nothing else than just for the lightning threat. Got lightning popping here in western Smith County, Rock City, Riddleton, near Kenny's Bend. Got some lightning here, and it's not even storming all that bad. Want to be indoors over this way too. Even though the rain is a lot, we do have some lightning here. So Jake on YouTube says, how come I get the update of the app saying you're live, and then when I get on, you've been live for 16 minutes? That's because I did not hit the notification for the app. That's on me. I'm still getting that together. Just, you know, the mental gymnastics of making sure I go live to all the platforms. I've got one platform I use to go live to pretty much everything, but the app is its own separate deal and its own dashboard. So, you know, we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. Again, thankfully, we don't have a lot going on right now across the Upper Cumberland. These storms are on the western fringe of our coverage area, minus these couple of storms, again, near Salina, back into Gordonsville. Again, these just producing some heavy rain and lightning at this point. We'll keep an eye on them, though, in case they strengthen any. Got a lot of lightning in and around Hermitage Springs. So if you're in Gainesboro, just heads up, this is moving your way in areas northeast of Gainesboro. Got some lighter showers here, pushing into northern portions of Smith County, Hartsville, Lafayette, getting this lighter to moderate shower activity right now. Some good beneficial rain. So to keep an eye out in case any of that becomes stronger. Ton of lightning, though, between Mount Juliet and Lebanon. I want to pull up that Lebanon sky cam again and go back to that view, see if we can catch any of this lightning. Give me a second, I'll pull up our sky cam. This is from the, well, it looks like we just lost the feed. Oh, there it goes, it's back. It's from the Lebanon Police Department near the Wilson County Fairgrounds, looking back towards the west. I-40 runs along the left side of your screen. Give you kind of a reference point here. Not too heavy in Lebanon yet, as far as downtown Lebanon. But it is a-coming, though. See some of the lightning there. This camera's shaking a bit as the winds pick up with this storm. I'm in northern Smith County. I just heard some thunder outside the studio. It's a live sky cam view from Lebanon right now as we watch this storm approach. Fred says, how do you get the app for smart TVs? It is on Roku only at the moment. Hub Plus, HUB Plus. It's a partnership we have with Cookville Communications. Download Hub Plus, and then you can find Upper Cumberland Weather inside that app. And you can stream our channel 24/7, including our severe weather coverage. You can also pull us up on YouTube. Again, for those asking about areas farther south and east, again, It's just a best guess at this point. We can look at models, though. We can look at the HRRR model, and if you will give me a moment, we'll look at the latest run of that. So let's go over to, let's take a look at that right now. So this is the HRRR model, our future tracker, as we call it. And we're going to go forward in time. So let me center this and show you what we can expect over the next few hours. This is, excuse me, 4 o'clock. So this is an hour ago. So this is 5, 6, 7 o'clock. You can see this activity pushing into central and southern portions of the Upper Cumberland. So Sparta, potentially Crossville, McMinnville getting in on this. And as we continue onward with time, by about 9 o'clock, sliding southeast of us, Pikeville, Dayton, with this activity hopefully beginning to weaken quite a bit by that point as well. So this is going to be with us for the next few hours. Again, we'll rewind this and go forward in time again. So it's 5, 6 o'clock, maybe approaching Cookeville, Smithville, Livingston, and then by about 7, maybe approaching Sparta, McMinnville. If you notice, Jamestown not getting much of this. Again, this is one run of one model with a summertime storm system. So again, nothing is guaranteed with this view. This is just based on what we can see on radar right now if it continues on its current track and nothing else develops further northeast, which Jamestown and points north, y'all got quite a bit of rainfall yesterday. So y'all already did pretty good. So y'all don't necessarily need as much heavy rainfall today as some other areas could use. So might be a situation where all of us do pretty well with this. But again, go forward with this again, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. 8, 9 o'clock sliding out of here, and by 10, most of us are quieting down quite a bit by that point, and our severe threat should be over with by that point as well. Against a low level severe threat, level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather this evening. Again, for the potential of damaging straight line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour being the main concern. Of course, seeing tremendous amount of lightning with some of these cells as well. Got a lot of lightning here popping with this storm moving into northern Jackson County. The latest radar scan coming in. Have a few lightning strikes being detected between Lafayette and Hartsville, Carthage, even though this is lighter activity. And of course, our storm of the moment right now being this cell moving across the eastern portions of Davidson County, Brentwood, Laverne, Smyrna about to get in on this. Lebanon as well. Mount Juliet, Hermitage should be quieting down here in just a bit. Again, severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 5:15. For the potential of damaging straight line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour, maybe some nickel-sized hail with this storm. So Roger says, what about Gainesboro? Got a heavier storm moving into Gainesboro here soon that we'll need to keep a close eye on. In fact, let me do something real quick. Kind of on the fly here. If y'all will give me just a moment. While I wait on that, I'll broaden out the radar. We'll put this in motion. Y'all will give me just a second, though. There's something I need to do here. Hopefully we can get our Gainesboro camera to pop up on here. We just got this camera fixed about a week or so ago. It's been down for almost a year. I think lightning might have fried it or something. But anyway, we just got it back up and going. If you'll give me a moment, we'll try to get this loaded back into our severe weather coverage here so we can show you that camera side. if it will cooperate, which is a big if. There we go. All right, so we'll pull up our Skycam in Gainsboro. I'm going to pan it around so we can take a look at this storm moving into the Gainsboro area. So let's take a look at that Skycam now. Live view right now from Gainsboro. And we're going to pan this view around back towards the west. And again, you can see the storm that is approaching right now. The storm is getting a little bit of momentum with it. Last few radar scans, we have seen some intensification with this storm. Quite a bit of lightning embedded here as well, extending from Gladys up to Cub Creek, Whitleyville. Again, not a severe storm, but it is pretty strong in its own right, though. You want to be indoors if you're anywhere across northwestern or central Jackson County, just from the lightning threat till this storm passes. Pretty good downpour with this storm as well. And it is strengthening, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. But again, this is our view from Gainsboro. Really glad to have this view back. Again, this camera was down for quite some time. Had a lot of people asking about it. And glad, again, to have it back. We'll have to fix some of the things there at the bottom of the screen. I've got to populate all that information again. But at least to have the live camera view, though, is pretty good from Gainsboro. And camera really shaking there. Wind's picking up. Looks like our wind right now is about 10 to 20 miles per hour as the storm approaches. So wind's picking up with this storm. We'll have to keep an eye on that one in case it strengthens any. Back to radar we go, though. Got another stronger storm here. Just moved through Gornsville, pushing into Lancaster. Buffalo Valley about to get in on this storm. Starting to produce a little bit of lightning here. Again, not severe. Keep an eye on it, though. Got a new severe thunderstorm warning. It's been issued for central and southern portions of Wilson County. They're along 840 and Highway 231, extending down to Murfreesboro, Woodbury here. It's central and northern Camden County included in this warning as well. And the Weather Service has upgraded this, so this is a considerable threat here of damaging winds in excess of 70 miles per hour possible. We're going to see a bit more bowing with this storm here from Smyrna up into Noreen there along Canesville Road, southern Wilson County. And storm is moving towards the southeast about 30 miles per hour. So I'll tell you what, something we can do here is we can try putting a storm track on this storm. And, okay, got all that there. We'll put a storm track on this. Drive this southeast. And running this a little bit fast. See, make sure we're showing all of our locations here. Again, I've been using this software on a different computer. This is the first time I'm using it on this particular machine, so still a few things we need to iron out on this particular computer. Tell you what, let's zoom in a bit, get some more communities in here, and then we'll redraw that. Here we go. So there are some ETAs for several towns and communities in the path of this storm. If anybody's watching here, again, between portions of Rutherford, Cannon, and Wilson counties. But Noreen at 516, Juniper Acres at 516, Bethel 516. We'll skip down a little bit. Joneswood at 517, Walter Hill 517, Florence 518, And you can see some other communities listed here. Blackman at 522. Briarwood at 525. Oak Hill 526. Murfreesboro 528. Milton 530. Barfield 533. Auburntown 534. And we'll continue down the list there. Pleasant View 540. Pleasant Ridge 543. Woodbury 546. Sugar Tree Knob 547. Bradyville at 548. And again, you can see some other locations listed there as well. So that is a storm track on this storm that is dropping south out of Wilson County. So Lebanon has been a bit spared from this. Lebanon no longer under severe thunderstorm warning. The worst has gone south of you. It's raining heavily in Lebanon. As far as the severe portion of the storm dipping south of you. But again, there is a considerable threat with this storm. Got the considerable tag on this severe thunderstorm warning. So significant wind damage possible with this. Damaging winds in excess of 70 miles per hour possible with this storm. Again, as it continues to move towards the southeast, about 30 miles per hour. This activity here really getting its act together here north of Gainesboro. Soon to move into Gainesboro as well as southeastern Smith County. Pushing into Buffalo Valley, moving into Center Hill Lake. Hopefully you took my advice. If you're on Center Hill Lake or you got friends or family out on the lake right now, you need to be getting into your vehicle right now as this storm approaches you. It is producing some lightning, so we want everybody to be safe with that storm. Same for same for Dale Hollow Lake as well. Got a stronger storm approaching you as well. Got a lot of lightning just to your immediate west approaching Salina. And we'll take a look at our Gainesboro sky cam as the storm approaches Gainesboro. This will be into Gainesboro probably in the next 10 to 15 minutes. And you can see the darkening skies approaching with this storm. But again, that is your current view right now from Gainesboro. Again, as we watch this storm approach. Mouse wasn't wanting to cooperate there for a second. So broaden out the radar view. Again, got a few stronger storms here on radar. One is severe warning for the potential of damaging straight line winds in excess of 70 miles per hour. That storm's approaching Murfreesboro and Woodbury. And they got some newish activity developing here across southeastern Smith County up into northwestern Jackson County, producing quite a bit of lightning. And this activity might be moving into the Cookeville area here in the next hour. So if you're in Cookeville, if you're in Livingston, Smithville, just a heads up, this is moving your way. We'll see what happens with this cluster here with time. It is strengthening right now, so that is something to take note of. A lot of you asking about Crossville. I'm going to be honest with you. Crossville's just fine right now. Crossville still has a ways to go. Unless we see any additional activity pop up out ahead of this, this complex will reach you probably here in a few hours. I say 2 to 3 more hours, but again, a lot remains to be seen. Will this all hold together? Will it strengthen any? Again, a lot of questions we just don't have answers for right now against a summer storm system, so a lot of variables here. And just something that we'll have to kind of play it by ear with. Let's take a look at that Gainesboro camera again. Wind's really picking up now there in Gainesboro. Again, pretty strong storm here moving into the Gainesboro area as we speak. For those watching, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, X, if you don't mind sharing this stream, it would be greatly appreciated. Haven't had to go live too often this spring, just a few times. But this is what we're here for. We have stronger storms like these pushing in. And hey, maybe you want the added peace of mind whenever a warning is issued for your location. NotifyUC.com is something we introduced a couple months ago. Live phone calls and text alerts the moment a warning is issued for your location that you have set up. You'll get a call, text, even email alert, again, the moment that warning is issued. Completely customizable profiles. You can add multiple family members, up to 5 additional family members on our family premium plan. Just $24.99 for the entire year, less than what you'll probably spend on supper tonight. Again, very, very low cost. Just supplemental service. Don't have to get it if you don't want it, but that is there for your convenience. Again, super, super fast alerts, again, within seconds of the warning being issued. Unlike other platforms that can take as much as a minute or longer to get that call out to you, ours is within just a few seconds, and again, very, very handy. And just for that added peace of mind, if you want it, again, that is available to you. Of course, our app, we do have notifications with our app now. Those are free. The UC Weather app, you can see in the corner of your screen, free there, Google Play and the App Store. Download that if you haven't already. Again, want to thank our premier community partners for making the app possible. Henry Brothers Roofing. Hopefully you don't have any roof damage from these storms, but if you do, if you're needing a roof replacement, Henry Brothers, the ones to reach out to, 931-854-1027. Also want to thank Canaan Electric for their support as well. Trusted Generac dealer. So maybe you are tired of dealing with power outages anytime there's a big storm. Get in touch with Canaan Electric. They'll hook you up with a Generac system, and you'll never have to worry about your power going out again. B&H Storm Shelters. Thankfully, tornado threat is very, very low this afternoon. Not zero, but very low. But maybe you want a, that really extra peace of mind knowing that you and your family are going to be safe in the event there is a tornado, heaven forbid. B&H Storm Shelters, reach out to them for above ground storm shelter. Really high quality. And 931-510-5846 is the number for them. Also want to thank the Quality family of services, Quality Home Health, Quality Private Duty, Buckeye Home Medical, and Quality Hospice Care, all in their family of their family network there. Want to thank them for their great support with all your needs that you have. As well as Citizens Bank, proudly serving the Upper Cumberland for about a century now. Nearly a century. And I want to thank them for their great support, longtime supporter of Upper Cumberland Weather, as well as Nissan of Cookeville. I want to thank them as well for making our severe weather coverage possible. Again, please give all of them your business. Tell them I sent you. It is greatly appreciated. Certainly, I do this for a living now, Upper Cumberland Weather, and I want to keep doing it for a living, and they're the ones who make it possible, as well as other community partners supporting the Upper Cumberland Weather channel. Again, very thankful to all of them for their great support. Jessica says, I have the app and I love it. Thank you. We have taken great care to put out a really quality weather app that gives you a lot more than pretty much any other local weather app will give you. Lynn says, how much for one person? Talking about notifyuc.com. It is $8.99 for just one person, $14.99 for you and another person, and then $24.99 for you and up to 5 additional family members. So you get the whole family covered, your kids, grandkids, maybe your grandparents, your parents, whatever the case may be. Maybe you got kids off at college, they don't pay attention to the weather. You can just, sign up for the service, put their number in. That way you can have that peace of mind knowing they'll get that call and text if a warning is issued for their location, whatever preset location you want to set for them. Trish says, just started raining in Horseshoe Bend. Susan says, watching from Sparta. Donna says, watching from Monterey. Monterey and Sparta are quiet right now, but storms are on the way. Of course, we're focused on this severe warning storm impacting Smyrna right now, as well as areas along Canesville Road in southern Wilson County. This is moving into Rutherford County, moving towards Woodbury and Murfreesboro. The Weather Service did put the considerable tag on this severe thunderstorm warning for the potential of damaging winds in excess of 70 miles per hour. So a very intense storm upon us. Let's take a look at the velocity here. Go to our velocity view. And see, yeah, getting some very, very strong returns here on the velocity. Of course, these are winds aloft, but showing potential for winds in excess of 70, maybe even upwards of 80 miles per hour aloft. And a lot of that may very well be translating down to the surface. So very, very dangerous storm here, moving into Murfreesboro, moving towards Auburntown, northern areas of Rutherford County, Walter Hill, back into Smyrna. You can see our little inspector tool there showing again winds of 60, 70 miles per hour aloft, maybe even upwards of 80 miles per hour aloft. See one pocket of very intense winds about to cross Canesville Road into northern Rutherford County. So again, very intense storm here. Want to take this seriously. You want to be indoors. Might not be a bad idea to treat it like a tornado warning. You know, getting to the lowest level of a centrally located room, lowest level of your home away from windows until this threat passes, because again, 70 plus mile per hour winds can do as much damage as a weak tornado. Still seeing some intensification of this activity extending into Gainesboro, moving towards Gentry, extending down to Buffalo Valley, Center Hill Lake. Quite a bit of lightning here. Granville getting in on this. Take a look at our Granville sky cam there at Wildwood. We'll pull that up here in just a second and take a look at the view right now from Granville. This is not severe. We are seeing quite a bit of lightning embedded with this storm, though. Send a few text messages with Mrs. Upper Cumberland Weather. She's at home right now. Thankfully, where I'm at, this storm is not too terribly strong here, just some heavier downpours. We could definitely use the rain. Let's go look at that Granville sky cam right now. Well, I have it pulled up. Current view from Granville right now. Some heavy rain occurring right now in the Granville area. Got some lightning being detected here as well. See, winds have picked up a bit as well with the storm again moving over the marina there at Wildwood. And again, this is all moving towards the southeast. So Cookeville, this storm will be to you probably within the next 30 to 45 minutes. Be knocking on your door. Same for Baxter. Actually, Baxter probably in the next 15 to 20 minutes for you. And let me know how you're liking this radar view I'm showing you. This is new software. Nobody else has this yet. We're the first to ever try it out. We've been testing this over the last few weeks as adjustments have been made. This has not been released publicly yet. It will be, though. This is something anybody can get once it releases. Broadcast caliber software that I think is going to be game-changing in a lot of different ways, especially with all of its capabilities. But I can show you all different displays here, like this broadcast card for the severe thunderstorm warning, showing you the different threats with this storm. We can tilt the radar a bit if we want to do that. A lot of cool different features we can do with this. See all the different county roads that pop up when I zoom in real tight. And all the community names here. A lot of your more popular radar apps that are meant for smartphones use a company called Mapbox, and nothing wrong with them. But the mapping software, the mapping system built into the software we're using here is just quite a bit better and much more detailed, as you can see here very clearly. Displaying locations has been a problem in the past with various softwares we've used, but that should no longer be an issue with this. CW75 says Sparta or Bon Air. Y'all are good right now. Got a little ways to go before these storms reach you, and a lot of unanswered questions. How strong these storms will be once they reach Sparta, again, no idea right now. It's a summer storm system with a mind of its own. So this is kind of a wait-and-see game at this point. Miss Grendel on YouTube says, I like that the town names are easy to read. I do too. That makes it a lot easier during coverage to call out different communities. You can see the different areas I'm talking about. But if I zoom out, you know, all that's not in the way either. I can have all of our county seats populated even on a wider view like this, which is really handy. You know, other mapping software kind of has a mind of its own. You can't really set what communities and names you want to display, but this software I can. And tons of customization here as well. It's unbelievable what this software can do. Eli says, will the UC Weather call you for a flash flood warning? Yeah, Notify UC will call you for a flash flood warning. Just make sure, just whatever location you want to input. It's a call and text system, so it doesn't necessarily follow you around. You just got to put in what location you're going to be at the most. And then, of course, if you're going to a different location, if you're going on vacation, you can change that in the system as well, in your portal. But yes, whatever location you have set or multiple locations, yes, you will get a, if you want. Now, you have to enable that setting. You can choose what alerts you want to be alerted for. Severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, flash flood warnings, even some wind products, fire-related warning products, all warning related. So watches and advisories you won't necessarily get an alert for, but warnings you will, and that's the whole idea of it. But the UC Weather app, though, on the other hand, if you want notifications for anything, wherever your location is, you can get a pop-up notification on your phone for any alerts that you choose, including whenever I go live with coverage, as long as I remember to send out the notification. All good time frame. Got soccer going on in all good. So we'll zoom out and take a look at all good. All good. All is good and all good right now, but we do have storms to your northwest. So you got maybe 45 minutes to an hour at best before these storms are knocking on your door. And I'd say you've maybe got 20 minutes or so before lightning may become an issue as well. So really the lightning threat's going to be your biggest thing, not necessarily the rain from Livingston, Byrdstown, Cookeville. Of course, this storm intensifies. We'll have to keep an eye out for that as well, for the potential of becoming severe. So, to reset, if you're just now tuning in, we have a complex of storms moving into the Upper Cumberland as advertised. Models have not done a great job projecting storms the last couple of days, but doing an okay job with this system, though. It did show this complex earlier this morning, and it is coming on in here. Of course, our strongest storm at the moment has the severe thunderstorm warning associated with it for northern areas of Rutherford County, southern Wilson County. Damaging winds in excess of 70 miles per hour possible with this storm. When we look at the velocity view, we can see this very clearly here. Oops. With our inspector tool, we can look at the winds being detected by radar easily in the 60 to 70 mile per hour range. Now, this is a loft, this is, a couple thousand feet up, but a lot of this likely is reaching the surface, which is why we have the considerable tag on the severe thunderstorm warning. So not necessarily seeing the 80 mile per hour returns we were seeing a few scans ago, but still 60 to 70 mile per hour winds possible with this storm. And much of that may very well be making it to the surface. So again, that is your storm right now. From the velocity view, you can see in the corner of your screen how when I change these different products, that's all updating up here. The color tables and everything. You can see the current radar timestamp here. If I put this in motion, that also updates. Just lots of cool different details this software can do. Just a very clean interface as well. You notice when I'm clicking on different things, putting up storm tracks and all that, you're not seeing me go through different menus. That's another thing this can do. Haley says, this missing Smithville. No. You just got a little ways to go. The worst may go west of you. You're not included in the severe thunderstorm warning unless we see this storm begin to build farther east. Right now, you're just looking at some light to moderate rain, maybe a few heavier downpours. Now, if this intense storm back towards Baxter and this intense storm, approaching Woodbury, if these were to connect, then that could be a different story for y'all. But right now, no huge threat for Smithville other than lightning and some rain. The storm continues to intensify as it approaches Baxter. I want to pull up our Baxter Skycam here in just a second, take a look at that view of the storm as it moves to the Baxter area. Got a pretty good view here from Baxter at this storm. Look at that shelf cloud. It's got a pretty big wall of water approaching Baxter. Got some lightning embedded within this storm as well. So you want to be getting indoors inside an enclosed structure, or at least inside your vehicle. Not a severe storm, but we're going to watch it closely. This storm has been intensifying. We'll have to watch this closely for the Cookeville area as it approaches y'all. It's not out of the question this could become severe. So again, we're watching it closely. Again, please share this stream if y'all don't mind. I know, no active warnings for much of our area right now. A lot of people may not be paying attention to the weather right now in the Cookeville area. We've got a pretty intense storm approaching. So if you don't mind sharing this stream, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, X, it is greatly appreciated. Beth says, what is the Baxter Cookeville ETAs? Baxter is in a matter of minutes. Again, you can clearly see the storm there. Cookeville probably has another half hour to go, maybe a little less than that. Same for Allgood. The lightning threat, though, is already close enough that I will still be getting indoors if you're in Cookeville. So again, very intense storm we're watching live right now from Baxter as it approaches from the west. And just a reminder for anyone new here, I am based out of areas between Middle and East Tennessee, kind of sandwiched between Nashville and Knoxville, and this is the region we cover. It's the Upper Cumberland region of Tennessee, centered on the Cookeville area and the surrounding counties. We cover about 23 counties here. So we don't cover any other areas outside of our region here. I'm just one person and have no interest in having a national presence necessarily. Not saying I wouldn't ever entertain it, but it wouldn't be as Upper Cumberland Weather. But again, that's a whole different discussion. And again, we'll see one day maybe. But I got a new special weather statement. It used to be known as significant weather advisories here. This issued for the potential of wind gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour, I believe. We'll pull up the text on this and read it. Wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour possible with this storm. Storm's moving towards the southeast about 30 miles per hour. So all the areas you see highlighted here, the little blue highlighted area here, that is your advisory. Includes Cookeville and Sparta, Allgood, Baxter, all included in this. We can put a storm track on this. We'll draw that out. We're going to run this a little fast. We're going to run it at about 35 miles per hour. A little faster than the advisory there. But we will read through these communities that are in the path of the storm. Westgate, 541. Williams Crossroads, 542. Double Springs, 542. Long Meadows 542, Thomas 543, Oakdale 543, Nash 543. And we'll skip down a little bit here. Terra Estates 544, Burton 544, Speck Subdivision 544, Fairview Estates 545. You can see how really detailed these communities get here. Window Cliff Estates 545, Apple Valley Estates 546, Diddy 547, and getting on down here, Johnson's Chapel 549, Cookville 549. So well, about 10 minutes, might be a little fast on that. Again, we're running the storm track a little fast. Heavier storms might be just a little bit farther out than that. But on down the list though, Hillwood 552, Allgood 553. On down a little bit further, Cassville 556, Old Zion 557, Walnut Grove 557, Brotherton 558, Shady Grove 602, Darky Springs 602, Mill Creek 605, Rolling Acres 606, Sparta 607. But again, we're running this storm track a little fast. So again, those ETAs might be a little ahead, excuse me, of when these storms will actually arrive. We just want to give you as much heads up as we can. Again, 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible with this storm. Our strongest storm so far in the immediate Upper Cumberland area so far this afternoon. It is strengthening as we've been watching. Want to keep a close eye on that. And still have the severe warning storm here, including Murfreesboro and Woodbury. That severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect till 6:15. And got a new severe thunderstorm warning for the same complex. The severe thunderstorm warning has been extended to include McMinnville, pretty much all of Camden County at this point, and much of Warren County, including McMinnville, Centertown, Mount Zion, Morrison, all included in this severe thunderstorm warning. Weather Service is continuing with the considerable tag on this, so 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts are possible with this storm, as well as some nickel-sized hail. And this storm is moving towards southeast about 40 miles per hour, so it has sped up just a little bit. So if you're in Woodbury, if you're in McMinnville, the storm's heading your way. This will be to Woodbury within a matter of minutes. McMinnville, you still have some time before this reaches you, maybe another 40 minutes or so before this gets down to McMinnville. The storm continues to strengthen as it moves into Baxter. Let's go back to our Baxter Skycam. Extending from Baxter up to Dodson Branch, got a pretty significant storm here. Again, capable of producing wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. The storm is strengthening, so heads up Cookville. Please share this stream, y'all, if you don't mind. Want to get the word out about this storm. A lot of you probably don't get notifications for significant weather advisories like this. But I am here advising you about it, though. Again, very strong storm. Got a lot of people outdoors, likely. Got ball going on. All-stars going on, a lot of different sports. Want to make sure everyone is safe. Maybe people out at the pool right now. Again, very intense storm. And we want to make sure everyone is safe. I want to reshare this on Facebook as well while I'm here thinking about it. Again, appreciate all of you tuning in this afternoon. Again, I am live in the Upper Cumberland Weather Studio, tracking strong storms moving into the Upper Cumberland right now, strengthening as they approach Cookville. Got some light to moderate showers here. If we look at radar real quick, extending up into Smith County, Trousdale County, Macon County. Not too worried about severe weather up this way at this point. Looks like that threat is now shifting south of you. Just some beneficial rains right now. There's some lightning popping near Monaville, near the dollar store there, so still want to be indoors if you're in this area. Really, if it's raining anywhere, there is a lightning threat right now. Very electrical storms. Lots of electrical energy with these storms. But Baxter, the storm is moving over top of you right now as we speak. Again, as we can see from our sky cam, you can see the wind picking up right now. Got a wind gust of 27 miles per hour just detected from our sky cam site here in Baxter. So winds are picking up here. So again, want to be indoors while this storm passes through. Again, this is an advisory. This is a step below a warning. We still want you to take this seriously, though. Still a very significant storm here. Again, moving into the Cookeville area right now. You can see from our Skycam site in Baxter, live view right now, as this is just about to move over top of Baxter. While y'all watch this, I'm looking at the velocity here. Not seeing anything standing out too much here. Pretty much in line with that wind gust we just got from our Skycam site. But regardless, the storm has strengthened a bit, though. So just heads up, Cookeville, this is moving your way. It's your latest radar scan. So it's just a few minutes away from Cookeville. So Cookeville, all good. You want to be indoors right now as the storm approaches you. Smithville, it's about to start raining here in just a bit. Got some lightning to your north. These two clusters are trying to connect just a little bit, so I have to keep an eye on this for any strengthening up this way. Back in Alexandria Temperance Hall. Of course, our severe warned storm, just a mess of a storm here, moving into Woodbury right now, Christiana, back into Murfreesboro. Got a tremendous amount of lightning still being detected with this storm. Weather Service did go ahead and extend this severe thunderstorm warning farther south and east. In our coverage areas includes McMinnville, Warren County, as well as Cannon County. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect till 6:45 p.m. And again, still have that considerable tag on this. Damaging winds in excess of 70 miles per hour are possible with this storm as it continues south and east. So McMinnville, you got another half hour or so before this reaches you, maybe a little bit longer, maybe 45 minutes or so. So you got some time, but it is moving your way. Woodbury, it's knocking on your door right now. Pretty wicked view here from our Short Mountain Skycam sites, northern Cannon County here, looking at the same storm as it approaches. Some pretty nasty looking clouds here. Again, very intense storm moving this way. Michelle says, any hail with these storms? Maybe some small hail. Maybe some dimes and nickels. Probably nothing more extreme than that. Again, it is very warm out. It's also very humid. A lot of areas reached the mid to upper 80s today. Got dew points in the lower 70s. Making for heat index values in the lower 90s. Of course, you can see that heavy rain band approaching right now in real time. You can see the clouds moving along here. Again, this is near Woodbury, north of Woodbury, here in northern Cannon County. We're looking back towards this storm as it approaches. And on velocity, still seeing signs of at least some 50 to 60 mile per hour winds aloft. Maybe even stronger than that. So again, that's a live view right now from Short Mountain in Cannon County. Go back to radar again. going to go back to our Baxter Skycam. Had a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust in Baxter. And the way I have this set up is not capturing the wind in real time with every gust. Looks like we've gotten up to 46 miles per hour. I want to see if the Weather Service is aware of this. I'm sure they're keeping an eye on that. Y'all let me know if everything sounds and looks okay. I think we finally got our audio and video issues resolved. Not so much video, but definitely audio. We've had issues in the past, but I think we finally have that worked out. I had a better solution for all of that I should have thought of before in hindsight. It's like winds have gotten up to 50 miles per hour. Letting the Weather Service know about that. So yeah, that's a pretty significant storm, 50-mile-per-hour winds with this. Again, our wind speed there at the bottom of the screen only updates every, 30 seconds or so. But yeah, wind is really, really rocking this camera view right now in Baxter. So very intense storm approaching Cookeville. Again, please share this stream if you're in Cookeville, if you have friends or family there. Let them know, hey, there's a very significant storm approaching you right now with 50-mile-per-hour winds with it. We have recorded 50-mile-per-hour winds in Baxter with this storm. This is moving across western Putnam County right now, moving into the Cookeville area, extending up in the Dodson branch. And again, just a very intense storm, as you can see here in real time. Winds still upwards of 50 miles per hour in Baxter right now. And again, this is fast approaching Cookeville. This will be to Cookeville in just a few minutes. You don't want to go out driving in this. You need to head on I-40 westbound. I would not do it right now. If you're in Cookeville, if you're in Monterey even, I would just stay put. Let this storm pass you. This is an intensifying storm right now. Watching it in real time. And we'll see. This could end up going severe warned based on what we're seeing here. Again, winds still very elevated right now at about 46 miles per hour. Again, the wind speed there at the bottom of your screen is not current. This updates about every 30 seconds to a minute usually. But I do have it in real time here. And again, very intense storm we're watching right now live from Baxter. So Cookeville, heads up, this is moving your way. Still have another intense storm back towards Woodbury. Moving in, still damaging winds in excess of 60, maybe even upwards of 70 miles per hour potentially. Still a lot of wind energy with that storm. On the reflectivity side, it's been weakening a bit. But still a lot of wind energy with it though. So that storm may be trying to collapse a little bit, but still pushing out a lot of wind. That being said, this storm moving into Cookeville is strengthening, extending up in the Dodson branch, and still seeing wind gust upwards of 50 miles per hour with this storm as it's over Baxter. So we could get some wind damage from this. We could see some trees down, could see some sporadic power outages from this. 50-mile-per-hour winds are nothing to joke about. So very intense storm here, again, moving into Cookeville in just a matter of moments. And here in a bit, we will switch to our Cookeville sky cam. Somebody says National Weather Service dropped the ball. I don't think so. No. I mean, they have an advisory on this storm, mentioning 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts being possible. And now that we can see it's a little bit stronger than that, we'll see this could end up getting upgraded to a severe thunderstorm warning. A severe thunderstorm warning, I have 60-mile-per-hour winds or above. We're not quite to that threshold yet, but we're just on the border of it. So we'll see. As far as the severe weather threat today, we had a low wind risk of severe weather. Now that did come a little late, but that's just based on model data. Yesterday it didn't look like this would be too significant of a threat, and then even as we've gone through the day, this still looked like a lower end threat, and it still kind of is at this point. So I think the forecast is pretty much spot on, and the Weather Service is doing a pretty good job issuing advisories and warnings this afternoon definitely staying on top of this. So wind's starting to back off just a little bit, now down to about 30 miles per hour here in Baxter. As the worst of this pushes through. Here in a bit, we're going to switch to our Cookeville Skycam. Let's take a look at radar and reset just momentarily before we go over to our Cookeville Skycam. And actually, while we look at that, I need to, well, shoot. Tell you what, let me do something else here. Let me go kind of behind the scenes for a moment. We'll pull it up this way. So we are pulling up the live view right now from Cookeville. We're looking south down Willow Avenue back towards I-40. Cool view. You can see the darkening skies there approaching on the right-hand side of your screen. So to the right would be the west, to the left would be east, and then we're looking south from the Putnam County EMA from this view. We can take this full screen, look at the live view from Cookeville as we speak. Wind's really picking up right now in Cookeville too. This wind's up to about 30 miles per hour right now here in Cookeville. Again, as we look at this live view right now, in real time from Cookeville, see Putnam County EMA beginning to pan the camera back a little bit to the right there. You can see that shelf cloud moving in on Cookeville right now as we speak. As for that severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Rutherford and Cannon counties, and Warren County. Looks like the Weather Service has backed down a bit on their messaging now, saying 60 mile per hour winds possible. They have removed the considerable damage tag, which is good. That being said, if you're in that warning polygon down that way, you do want to be indoors away from windows until the threat passes. Again, we're looking at a live view right now, looking south as this storm moves into Cookeville right now as we speak. This is a live view just off Willow Avenue, looking back towards I-40. And you can see this storm moving in right now as we speak into Cookeville. Very intense storm. We did have 50 mile per hour wind gusts recorded in Baxter about 7 or 8 minutes ago. This storm remains pretty strong, again, as it moves into Cookeville. So we'll just keep our camera views popped up here like this. So again, if you're in the Cookeville area, if you're in Allgood, you want to be indoors. Clearly a very intense storm moving your way right now. So that is what we're watching right now. Weather Service still has an advisory for this storm, mentioning the potential for some wind gusts upwards of 40 miles per hour. Again, we did have a 50 mile per hour gust in Baxter, so I do think winds are a bit stronger with this. So I have an active severe thunderstorm warning here for this storm between Christiana and Woodbury, moving towards the southeast. Weather Service did tone down their messaging just a little bit with this warning, mentioning the potential for 60 mile per hour wind gusts, as well as some nickel-sized hail with this storm as it continues to move towards the southeast. So Bentonville, you still have maybe a half hour or so before this reaches you. Woodbury, it's just about on top of you right now. And we got that other Skycam site, Short Mountain, northeast of Woodbury, northeastern Cannon County. We'll take a look at the view from there. You see the low clouds approaching as this storm is about to move through this area. Some comments now. Marie says, should we be concerned about tornadoes? Not necessarily. The tornado risk is very low. It's not zero, but it is very low. More so concerned about strong wind gusts. So I'm going to take y'all back over to Cookeville again. It's our Skycam view here in Cookeville, looking south. You can see Willow Avenue. Traffic moving along. Not ideal conditions to drive in at all. Even though this is not a severe warned storm, still a very intense storm regardless. Again, we had a 50-mile-per-hour wind gust about 15 minutes ago, a little less than 15 minutes ago in Baxter. Joe says power out drive in Gainsborough. And again, you can see very intense storm moving into Cookeville right now. Again, would not want to be driving in this. If you can, I'd pull off, let this pass. Again, strong winds with this, not severe warning. We're a step below a severe thunderstorm warning, but still a very intense storm regardless. I would not, again, want to be driving in it right now. If you can help it, I'd pull off. Nearest restaurant, gas station, wherever, maybe Nissan of Cookeville. Hey, pull in there, drive through their lot, check out some vehicles. Got some good deals going on right now. But, you know, maybe hang out in the dealership for a bit there. Let this pass. But a very good view here from the Putnam County EMA, just off Willow Avenue, looking south towards I-40. Again, rain is very intense with this, very intense storm here. Just about can't see too far in the distance. Rain is so heavy with this. Again, very strong winds here as well. So again, I would definitely not be messing around with this storm. If you're in Allgood, if you're in Cookeville, back towards Dodson Branch, kind of the same story for y'all as well. Brotherton getting in on this. This will soon be moving into northern portions of White County. So pretty intense little storm we have here. You can see the trees really moving around here in the wind. Hopefully we don't see these storms sit over these areas for an extended period of time. We're not really seeing that so far for us. We did see that back west of Gallatin, where we had some flash flood warnings issued. Actually, looks like I have another flash flood warning, including Mount Juliet and western Wilson County as well. I missed that one being issued. But as for the rest of us, though, hopefully we can avoid any significant flooding issues. Just some good downpours here. May have some localized flooding develop in a couple of spots, though. So just watch out for that if you come across a flooded roadway. As we always say, turn around, don't drown. But again, that's live view right now from Cookeville. Storm is over top of y'all right now as we speak. Again, rain about to really pick up in Allgood. Boma, Silver Point, all getting in on this as well. Go back to that Short Mountain cam there, northeastern Cannon County. You can see the storms approaching y'all down that way. pretty good view from Smithville right now. It's over at the airport. Take a look at that view. These storms approaching. See your shelf cloud there. Not severe for Smithville, but this storm has intensified to your northwest, though. So we get some pretty good heavy downpour here in just a bit. Maybe some lightning embedded with this as well. Winds may also pick up some. Again, your most intense storm right now. Got a couple of intense storms. One located over Woodbury, moving towards McMinnville, and another, again, moving into Cookeville right now. And what we'll do is I'll put a side-by-side image up here where you can see both radar and our Cookeville Skycam. There we go. So still a pretty intense little storm over Cookeville right now. Winds may not be quite as strong as we saw in Baxter. I still say there's easily some 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts embedded within this thing. This is moving into Allgood as well. Still seeing some lightning embedded here as well, so you want to be indoors for sure as this rolls through. Don't want anyone getting struck by lightning. If we exit this view, look at radar again. Just some light to moderate shower activity from Carthage up into Gainesboro, Salina. Beginning to dry out in Lafayette. Don't think we'll have any additional worries up this way. Probably the rest of the evening, which is certainly some good news. So we're just hanging out right now for as long as we have a warning in effect for a portion of our coverage area. We'll stay live for this. Also have this advisory as well. If it gets to a point where it looks like these storms are weakening, we'll probably sign off. Don't want to ignore this little guy down here in southern Cumberland County, extending down towards Pikeville. Got a pretty good little cell here that's been popping up, producing some lightning, some torrential downpours here from Cooper Mill, up in Melvine, Big Lick, Grassy Cove, extending up in the Crab Orchard. This is moving away from Crossville. This will be moving towards the south and east, so Pikeville might get in on this. Rockwood potentially, maybe. See the green up here. This is a flash flood warning. Also have a flood advisory. So pretty much all of Wilson County is covered by flood advisories and flash flood warnings. Same for Sumner County. And a good chunk of Rutherford County as well. Allie says, has he said anything about Monterey? Just hopping in. Monterey, you've got a pretty decent storm back to your west, moving your direction. It is not to you yet, but it will be here probably in the next 20 to 30 minutes. This will be on top of Monterey. We look at our Monterey Skycam. Not a whole lot to see right now. These storms are just back to your west. We'll say last few scans here on radar, it does look like the storm is still pretty intense, but perhaps has weakened just a little bit, which is good news. Or at the very least, it doesn't seem to be intensifying anymore. Hopefully it stays that way. Hopefully we don't see any further intensification of that storm. This storm complex here across southern Rutherford County, across Cannon County, still weakening somewhat. So while we do have an active severe thunderstorm warning still in effect for much of Warren County, let's see what our winds are doing here. Still getting some pretty decent returns here on the velocity view, maybe some 50 to 60 mile per hour winds aloft. Not so sure how much of that is actually making it to the surface, though. This is likely why the Weather Service is still continuing with this severe thunderstorm warning. This warning is in effect until 6:45 p.m. So still have another probably 20 minutes or so to go before this reaches McMinnville. Centertown is just about on top of you. The returns we're seeing on radar as far as rainfall goes aren't all that impressive, but we are still seeing some pretty decent wind energy with this. I'm not sure how much longer that's going to last, though. I think our most intense storm right now is really more so this one moving into Smithville and Cookeville. Tony says, power out near Sam's Club in Cookeville. Deborah says, my internet is going bonkers. Stephanie says, just lost power in Cookeville. So again, intense storm here. Some pretty gusty winds embedded here. Maybe some 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts still with this storm as it continues to drop towards the south and east. As of right now, the most intense portion of the storm may miss Monterey just a bit. Y'all may just get some lighter rain showers. The farther northeast you are, if you're in Jamestown, Byrdstown, y'all may not see anything out of this. We looked at the HRRR, the future tracker, a little while ago, and it showed this complex pretty much avoiding y'all. These storms are moving through a little faster than that model was leading on. It didn't show these storms arriving in Cookeville until about 7. Here it is just a little after 6, and these storms are already rolling through. So take that for what it's worth. My hope is we'll see some weakening. Maybe I can go get some supper. That's my hope anyway. But as it stands, we are still live, though. For as long as we have this warning, we'll hang out with this advisory as well. Advisory set to expire in 1 minute, and the Weather Service has not indicated if they're going to extend this or not. They may not. We'll see. Jessica says, any tornado threat? Not really. Very, very, very low threat, but not anything we're too terribly concerned about. Archie says, how long does this move through? It's pretty slow moving, and not everyone's going to see these storms. If you're northeast, if you're in Jamestown, Byrdstown, you may not see anything at all. Livingston, you've got some lightning popping out ahead of this rain, which is concerning in itself, but as far as the storm itself goes, you may not see much from this other than that lightning and maybe some light rain. Crossville got a strong storm just to your southeast, extending from Crab Orchard down to near Pikeville. There along Highway 127, producing quite a bit of lightning. It's a pretty intense storm there. So Crossville, you're just close enough that the lightning threat may be something to think about if you're up that way. And the Weather Service did decide to let that advisory go. It's still a pretty intense storm, though, so we'll still keep an eye on it for sure as it moves further south and east. If you're just now tuning in, we've been live for, I don't know, an hour or so at this point. Not sure how long we've been live for, but Just tracking a complex of storms. This moves southeast across the Upper Cumberland. Seeing some weakening, though, so that's good news. We hope that trend continues. We still have an active severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 6:45, including much of Warren County and portions of Cannon County for the potential of 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Storm not quite as intense as it was earlier, but we are still seeing some pretty strong winds aloft based on the velocity view. Greg says power's out at the movie theater in Cookeville. Jessica asked the million-dollar question, will Sparta see anything? Yes, Sparta will very likely get a piece of these storms here in the next 30 minutes. Whether or not it's severe remains to be seen. We hope not. Still a pretty intense little storm to your northwest, though. As we look at a live view right now from the Smithville Airport, as the storm moves into the Smithville area. Still storming pretty good up in Cookeville right now. Back in the Silver Point, torrential rain occurring right now. Just killed a gnat on my arm. That was fun. Still seeing some lightning being detected as well. So if you are in Cookeville, Silver Point, Boma, all good. Just keep hanging out for a bit. It's not a severe storm. It may be severe in your eyes, but as far as the technical definition of a severe storm, we are below that status, but still a pretty intense storm regardless, though. So wait until this passes before proceeding to do anything as far as heading out or whatever it is you need to do. I would let this pass. Nicole says, will these storms reach Crossville? I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure. As we look at radar, it depends if we see any activity develop over in this area. If we don't, you may not get much from this. We do have a stronger storm just to your south. You may be hearing the thunder right now if you're in Crossville, but that storm's not moving your way. It's moving away from you towards Rockwood, Spring City, and those areas. Marie says, is Smithville going to be bad? It depends on what your definition of bad is, pretty much. If torrential rain and some lightning is your definition of bad, then yes. If a possible tornado is your definition of bad, then no. It will not be bad. That would be my definition of bad. So, no. On my definition of bad, no. It will not be bad. But if you don't like lightning, if you don't like heavy rain, you don't like gusty winds, then yeah, it might get a little rough here in a bit. Still looks like this storm is weakening quite a bit as it approaches McMinnville. Now moving into Centertown. Maybe some gusty winds still embedded in this. Looks like the stronger portion of the storm is going to miss y'all, though, to the west, approaching Manchester. Cookeville's finally about to get some relief. This heavier storm moving out of the Cookeville area here over the next few minutes, so that's some good news for y'all. You'll finally get out of this storm. Smithville, you're about to get in on it. It's right over top of Center Hill Lake. And again, this is moving towards Sparta. It says heads up Sparta. This is moving your way. Not severe, but still pretty strong in its own right. Nothing we can't handle, though. Amy Marie Smith Shegren says Highland 12 would be the movie theater, no power. Should we leave or stay? I mean, as far as your safety goes, you're fine. As far as if you're at the movie theater, I have no idea. I have no clue. I will say, having lived in the city of Cookeville, their electric department there's pretty good about getting the power back on pretty quickly. So I don't know how long it will take a crew to get the power back on there. So I really don't know. It's a good question. Personally, I'd probably leave. I let the worst of this pass. You know, it's about to be out of here in a few minutes, so give it about 5 more minutes. Heaviest rain should be out of there, and then I'd be probably head and go eat or something. Probably what I'd do. Brittany says drought conditions update. Yeah, we're still technically in a drought right now. We'll get a new drought report on Thursday. I don't know if it will account for the rain that we've seen today, though. There is a cutoff point that may have already occurred. If I had to take a guess, we'll probably won't see much difference between last week. But all this rain will be taken into account certainly next week with next week's report. So we'll probably see some improvement there. So we're on the right track with the drought. Definitely on the right track. So that's all good. We can just do without flooding, though. We don't want flooding. Of course, if you're watching Northeast, if you're in Livingston, Byrdstown, Jamestown, you're not really getting much of any of this today. Did get some pretty decent showers yesterday, though. Radar estimated upwards of 3 inches of rain north of Jamestown. While the rest of us, you know, some of us got maybe a quarter of an inch, some got less than that, others got an inch or two. It was really luck of the draw on where you were at yesterday if you got rain. But today we're all getting some pretty good showers, except for our northeastern portions. But y'all got the good rains yesterday, so it kind of equals out. Equilibrium. So still have an active severe thunderstorm warning for the McMinnville area. Switching over to the velocity view here. Still sees some pretty strong winds aloft. I'm not convinced a lot of this is actually reaching the surface, though. And even the winds aloft, they're below the threshold for a severe thunderstorm warning. Not really seeing anything in the 60-mile-per-hour range. It's more like 50-plus miles per hour. And again, that's several thousand feet up. So how much of this is actually, you know, reaching the surface is debatable. If we have anybody in that area who can let me know if it's windy, certainly would appreciate it. But as of right now, not too terribly concerned about this storm at this point, at least for McMinnville. You do remain under the severe thunderstorm warning, so do remain indoors for now. But the storm's weakening quite a bit, though. Strongest storm remains this one between Smithville and Cookeville, continuing to move south and east. In fact, y'all give me a moment. I'll put a storm track on this. Actually, before we do that, we're going to run this a little fast at about 40 miles per hour. So these ETAs could be a little bit ahead of what can be expected, but this will still give you a general idea of when you can expect storms to your location. So we'll run through this list. Macedonia right now. Let's go down a little bit further. Actually, let me do something else here. Let's turn this off. All right, Baker's Crossroads 626, O'Connor 626, Pleasant Ridge 627, Peel Chestnut 628, Old Zion 629, Keltonburg 630, Jefferson 630, Yankeetown 632, Findlay at 632. Oops, get those locations back on there. Where were we? Cassville 630. Spring Hill 632, Green Hill 633, Taylor 633, Antioch 634, Belk 635, Gum Springs 637, Cummings 638, Bon Air 638, Doyle 639, Ravenscroft 640, Malin 640, Clarktown 642, Lost Creek 643, Rock Island 643, Pleasant Hill 645, Quebec 645, and I'll keep going down. Dodson 647, Spencer 648, Eastland 649, Baker Crossroads 649, and it just goes on down from there. Getting out in the weeds here with some of these locations. Comanche Subdivision, 6:59, Parkway Estates, 7 o'clock. These are all Central Time. So just some ETAs over the next half hour or so. Run those a little bit faster than the storm is actually moving, just to make sure that everyone is covered by this storm. Again, not severe warned. Still strong, producing some gusty winds that continues to move towards the southeast. And that is, again, what we're watching right now. Severe threat, again, is very low. It's a level 1 out of 5 risk of severe weather for these areas. Marginal risk for the low and potential of damaging straight line winds. We'll take a look at our sky cam at the Upper Cumberland Regional Airport. This is northern White County near the Putnam County line. Storm's just about to blow through. Very humid out there. Dew point is 75. So very, very humid right now out there, helping to fuel these storms this afternoon. As we continue our live coverage. And looks like our radar is being kind of weird over here on the other machine. Let's check that out. What's going on over here? I'm not sure what happened there. We'll put that in motion. Haven't really been paying attention to that, but very strange. There we go. So you got your live view right now, just south of the Putnam County line, the Upper Cumberland Regional Airport there in northern White County. Again, still tracking this storm as it continues to move towards the south and east, producing quite a bit of lightning here between Smithville and Cookeville still. Beginning to let up in Cookeville still. And again, if you're in Crossville, again, I don't know, honestly, if you'll see storms or not. You got a storm to your south producing quite a bit of lightning. You're close enough to this that I would take the lightning threat seriously, even though the storm is not moving your way. It's over top of Ozone right now, extending down to Pikeville, continuing to move towards the southeast. So Rockwood, you'll likely get in on this. Kingston, possibly, Dayton. So a couple heavier cells here west of McMinnville. You do remain under a severe thunderstorm warning. The storm has been on the downtrend, though. Again, no active warnings for this activity from Smithville to Cookeville as it approaches Sparta. So that's a new flash flood warning. Excuse me, it's an extension of the existing flash flood warning for Wilson and Rutherford counties. So this would be this flash flood warning here. Looks like it's been extended until 8 o'clock. Just a heads up if you're back that way. Playing around with this new radar software today. It's their first time using it during live coverage. I think it's going pretty smoothly. Really excited to be debuting this live for the first time. I'm the first one to ever have access to this, which is pretty cool, pretty good. Pretty nice honor there. But this will be available soon. Very broadcast friendly, as you can tell. A lot of work has gone into this by our friends at SDS Weather. And they just about thought of everything here. Still adding stuff to it as we go along, though. But this is what we'll be using moving forward. See all these community names listed here. Just very, very fine details like that will really help our coverage out. Already has today quite a bit. And I'm really excited to be using this. Let's go back to our SkyCam again, there at the Upper Cumberland Regional Airport's northern White County, just south of the Putnam County line, just off Highway 111. And pretty decent wind right now. See the flags whipping around there as the storm moves in. Storm not quite as strong as it was back towards Baxter. Still some gusty winds embedded here. Still some lightning with this as well. Strongest portion of the storm looks to be over eastern DeKalb County, just east of Smithville over Midway. Moving towards Cassville and Old Zion. And pushing towards Sparta. So right now we're really just kind of hanging out at this point. According to y'all, they're having some power outages in and around Cookeville. Not too surprised by that. Weather Service still continuing with the severe thunderstorm warning for Warren County and southern Cannon County. I'm not convinced, though, we're seeing too strong of a storm over this way. Go to our McMinnville SkyCam. Here in just a second, we'll pull that up and take a look at the view here from McMinnville as the storm approaches. Maybe, unless this view has gone down. Let me check on that. It's like we're having some issues with our McMinnville SkyCam at the moment. Well, we'll try again here in a bit with that camera. We'll stay on radar here. Again, for the Cookeville area, finally beginning to calm down. Areas along and south of I-40 seeing the heaviest activity now moving into northern White County, extending back into eastern DeKalb County, including Smithville. And again, all this is moving towards Sparta. Some gusty winds embedded with this, maybe some 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts. Of course, torrential rain is occurring. Quite a bit of lightning embedded here as well. Just still have an active severe thunderstorm warning with this storm that's not quite as potent as it was earlier to the northwest. Not too terribly convinced this is producing damaging straight line winds here in Warren County. And this warning is set to expire in about 10 minutes. Heaviest activity is just to your west across Manchester, approaching Tullahoma, extending back towards Murfreesboro. Let's go back to that McMinnville SkyCam. We finally got it now. Live view right now from McMinnville shows those darkening skies approaching. Again, a strong-ish storm overhead. Again, that warning set to expire in about 10 minutes. I would be shocked if the Weather Service continues or extends this warning for Warren County. Y'all can let me know in the comments how the winds are there in western Warren County. Based on our velocity view, maybe some 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts possible here. I'm just not seeing anything that looks like it'll be translating to damaging wind gusts over this way. Not ruling it out, but I'm just not seeing it. Still a pretty strong storm, though, especially on the south side of McMinnville, if you look at radar. Pretty good little rain cell there near Lawson Mill, approaching Irving College. Good frog strangler here east of Smithville, approaching Darkey Springs and Center Point here in White County. Extending up to Macedonia and, of course, the airport we were looking at earlier. Cookeville's finally calming down. Area south of I-40 there near Sam's Club. Still getting some pretty heavy rain right now, but otherwise getting to let up quite a bit in the Cookeville area. Still some light showers back into Carthage, Hartsville, Gainesboro. Nothing to worry about here. Just still some lightning, though. Other than that, though, it's calming down pretty good over this way. But I think my plan right now is once we expire the severe thunderstorm warning, probably sign off at that point. Unless we see any sudden intensification of the storm over eastern DeKalb County, we'll keep an eye on this. Still pretty strong over Midway right now, so we may hang out a little bit longer, see what this storm decides to do as it pushes through towards Sparta. Otherwise, my concern's pretty low with this one as well. Got some comments saying power coming back on in Cookeville. So there you go. There you go. Kay said, what about Crawford, Tennessee, and Overton County? Y'all are good to go. Again, these areas here are northeastern areas here, Livingston, Jamestown, Oneida, Byrdstown. You're not going to get much of anything out of this. It doesn't appear, unless something randomly pops up over this way. Y'all are missing out on this one. Now, y'all had your turn yesterday. Y'all got some pretty heavy downpours up this way. Probably don't need much more rain, especially north of Jamestown. We had upwards of 3 inches of rain. But the rest of us, though, could use a pretty good downpour. We just don't want flooding. We did some flood advisories and flash flood warnings back to the west, across Sumner County, Wilson County, Rutherford County, back into Davidson County. So if you're out that way, take that seriously. Even though the rain is coming to an end, if you come across a flooded roadway, turn around. Do not attempt to cross flooded waters. It's impossible to tell how deep that water is. Storm's still not quite as intense as it was earlier. Really just this portion of the storm across eastern DeKalb County, still pretty strong. But other than that, though, not quite what we were seeing earlier. So maybe some gusty winds still here, just east of Smithville. Moving towards Doyle, Center Point, Darkey Springs. We'll go to our Smithville Skycam. Wind, even though it's not storming yet in Sparta, wind has already picked up quite a bit. You can see the camera really shaking there. I think our winds are stronger than 8 miles per hour. Some pretty strong winds being pushed out from the storm. Again, moving into Sparta right now. Storm itself's back to your northwest. Jess, guys, how's tomorrow looking in Cookeville? Tomorrow looking pretty good. Sunshine should return, but we could see a couple of pop-up storms in the afternoon. Not a big threat or anything. Not looking any severe weather, just typical summertime pop-up stuff. Thursday's looking dry. But then we got a cold front expected to move through on Friday, which could bring some widespread showers and storms to the area. May have to watch for potential severe weather with that as well. Here in a bit. In fact, let's just go ahead and do it. Let's go look at our future radar, our future tracker. Let me put the tilt back on. I like the tilted views. Tilted view is pretty cool. But we'll look at our future radar here. Let's see. So this is going forward in time. So this currently goes out to about 11 a.m. tomorrow. So let's back up. So this is 6, 7 o'clock. So this is about right now. You see these storms pushing through. Weakening somewhat as they continue south and east. Could have a couple intense cells, maybe some heavier downpours, some gusty winds. But as we get to about 9, 10 o'clock, this activity sliding south of us, continuing to weaken, maybe a few light showers still across our southern areas by 10 o'clock. But any severe threats should long be over with by that point. I think the severe threat's pretty much dying down at this point anyway. And by midnight into the overnight hours, maybe a few light showers across our northern half, but otherwise dry through at least 11 a.m. tomorrow. Again, we could have, tomorrow, a few pop-up showers and storms in the afternoon, but otherwise should be mostly sunny and hot. Highs pushing in the upper 80s to lower 90s. Heat index values could be over 100, especially for our western areas. So we have that to look forward to. It's summer. Bottom line is, it is summer. So the severe thunderstorm warning set to expire in 4 minutes. Highly doubt it will be extended for Warren County. Now, areas further west towards Manchester, no idea. You follow my buddy Elijah down there, Southern Tennessee weather. I'm sure he's live on this storm right now. That's getting into his coverage area. As for us, though, really our strongest storm is moving into Darky Springs right now, approaching Sparta, but it is not severe warned. And like I said, once we expire this warning, unless we have a radar scan or two indicating this storm is strengthening, I don't think that will be the case. We'll probably sign off at this point. We're going to let this warning expire, though, before we get there. Hopefully I can get some supper, because I'm getting hungry. We can handle general thunderstorms, and I think the severe threat is pretty much diminishing at this point. Ron says, I keep missing everything in Rickman. Rickman's not been in a great spot. Had some heavy rain yesterday, but really it was northern Fentress County that won that, and they've had a few sporadic areas that got an inch or so. And then today's rains have gone southwest of you, so it really depends on where you're at. It's summertime at its finest here in Middle Tennessee. I do appreciate y'all tuning in with me. I want to thank all of our wonderful community partners. Going to read through our list here who make our app possible. Henry Brothers Roofing and Siding. Give them a call today at 931-854-1027 for all your residential and commercial needs. When customers call Henry Brothers Roofing, they are speaking to real roofers and siding installers who are fully licensed and insured. Their GAF Master Elite installers offer a 50-year manufacturer warranty and a 25-year workmanship. Henry Brothers Roofing remains unwavering in their commitment to customer satisfaction with a perfect 5-star rating across more than 300 reviews. Customers can trust Henry Brothers Roofing to deliver exceptional quality and service every time. So I want to thank Henry Brothers Roofing. Again, make sure you have our app. It's free. UC Weather on the App Store, Google Play, completely free. We offer many things that other apps do not offer, including site-selectable Doppler radar. You can't really get that on any local weather app. Of course, our entire SkyCam network's there for on-demand viewing. Notifications are included now. We got that. Just the forecast in general. Our weather stories we post every day. Lots of good stuff. The Upper Cumberland Weather channel. Again, check it out. Canaan Electric LLC provides safe, reliable electrical services for homes and businesses, including new construction, remodels, troubleshooting, upgrades, and expert standby power solutions you can count on. Canaan Electric is a trusted Generac dealer specializing in installing and maintaining home standby generators with more than 6 years of experience partnering with their company, ensuring power stays on when it matters most. Of course, have that power outage in the Cookeville area. You may be like, hey, need to get a generator, a standby generator. Canaan Electric is who you should reach out to. B&H Storm Shelters. Hey, thankfully we did not have a tornado threat pan out today, fortunately. Knock on wood, hopefully that doesn't happen at this point. I don't think it will. But you want that extra peace of mind. B&H Storm Shelters, based out of Sparta, has been committed to helping families stay safe during dangerous weather since being founded by Brandon Crawford in 2011. B&H backs all their safe rooms with a limited lifetime warranty you can depend on. Their professional crew installs every shelter with close attention to every detail to ensure your safety. Don't wait for the next storm. Call 931-510-5846 or visit bnhstormshelters.com today for reliable protection and real peace of mind. The Quality Family, delivering compassionate, high-quality health care and support services right where you need them most, at home or in the community. With Quality Home Health provides personalized nursing care, medication management, education, and therapy to guide your recovery from injury to illness. Quality Private Duty offers dedicated companion care for daily activities like bathing, eating, and household tasks, empowering you to maintain independence and the best quality of life at home. Buckeye Home Medical supplies essential medical equipment and wellness products designed to keep you safe, healthy, and comfortable in your own environment. For those facing terminal illness, Quality Hospice Care brings expert pain management alongside emotional and spiritual support from nurses, counselors, chaplains, and ensuring comfort and peace for patients and families. Finally, I want to thank Citizens Bank, proudly serving the Upper Cumberland region for nearly a century. Citizens Bank offers convenient locations in Carthage, Cookeville, Gordonsville, South Carthage, and Sparta. Stop by one of their branches and experience the benefits of banking locally. Citizens Bank is an equal housing lender, member FDIC. Got to mention that part. Very, very important. Remember the member FDIC portion of that. I know that's the whole thing with banks, but want to thank all of them for their great support, making our app possible. Again, it's free. They are the reason it is free. They are the reason I'm here delivering severe weather coverage to you without having to worry about the pressures of another job. Also, Nissan of Cookeville as well. You see them at the bottom of your screen. If you're looking to trade, they got a lot of good deals going on right now just off Neal Street in Cookeville. Go check them out today or tomorrow, whenever is most convenient for you, but definitely check them out. Very appreciative of their support, making our severe weather coverage possible. And also overdue for vehicle servicing, so I'll be heading their way here in the next couple of days for an oil change. Don't want to let that get too far gone. Marta says, wind picking up big in Doyle near Quebec, and that is the case. Do have some stronger storm activity back your way, but again, this storm overall, while it is still pretty intense, the overall complex itself has been weakening, so that is some good news. Still quite a bit of lightning embedded within this. Got a heavier cell approaching Rockwood right now, extending southward into Concord here, just north of Dayton, across northern Ray County, up in the northeastern Bledsoe County, moving into western Roane County, southern, Morgan County. That heavier storm complex. Weather Service has let this warning go and replaced it with an advisory just outside our coverage area. Just some light rain, light to moderate showers here in the McMinnville area. Again, got some gusty winds embedded here. Approaching Sparta and Doyle, but again, none of this is severe. So the rest of the evening, we'll see these showers and storms continue to move southeast. Crossville may get a piece of this, but areas southwest of you more likely to see rain. So Spencer, McMinnville, Sparta, again, all getting in on this. Pikeville, Dunlap. If you're to the northeast, though, if you're in Jamestown, Byrdstown, Salina, Oneida, probably not going to see anything. Salina already got a storm earlier, but Byrdstown, Jamestown, Oneida, these areas, Clark Range, Wartburg, unless something pops up over this way, you'll likely escape the rest of the evening without much of anything happening. Still see a couple of heavier cells continue to move southeast, but again, as far as severe weather worries are concerned, I think we are seeing those concerns diminished. If we do see any additional warnings, I'll post it out on social media, but I think we're at a point now where we can deal with these general thunderstorms. We got some gusty winds, but it's nothing we can't handle at this point. So I think we've reached a good time to sign off. I will show you future radar again, our future tracker, one more time before I officially sign off here. And we'll show you what radar is expected to look like over the next several hours into the overnight hours. So by 8 o'clock, you see these storms moving across our southern areas, very likely skipping our northeastern quadrant. So Byrdstown, Jamestown, probably not getting anything. By about 9, 10 o'clock, showers continue to move south of us. Most of us should be dry by this point. No severe weather worries through the overnight hours. Cannot rule out an isolated shower overnight, but otherwise should be rain-free. Sunshine returning tomorrow, and it will be hot. Highs tomorrow pushing into the upper 80s to lower 90s. Heat index values could push 100 degrees in some spots. We could see a few pop-up showers and storms in the afternoon, but again, not looking at a widespread severe threat by any means, just against some general run-of-the-mill garden-type storms like we see on an average summer day. Nothing we can't handle. Our next really credible threat of storms will be on Friday with the passage of a cold front. Could see some severe weather with that. We'll have to wait and see about that. Of course, we'll let you know if we are looking at any sort of severe weather threat, but definitely looking at some heavy rain and lightning threat with that system. and then drying out by Saturday before we re-enter a typical summertime pattern of scattered pop-up showers and storms. So really and truly at this point, that's all I have. Don't really have much else to worry about, I don't think, at this point. Just a stronger storm approaching Sparta and pointing southwest towards Doyle. That'll be moving towards Spencer and Fall Creek Falls. But other than that storm, it's not a severe one, just producing some lightning, so just be indoors until it passes. Just really just a general summertime storm. We can handle it. Just be smart about it. Get indoors if you hear thunder. Other than that, I don't really have much else to say, so I'm going to sign off at this point. Y'all stay safe and God bless.